back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming like a baby routine kind of video. I'm going to be filming a sit down, I guess, baby routine because she is taking a nap right now. I have the monitor here. So yeah, while she's doing that, I'm gonna film what we do during the day. So let's just get right into it. We follow the easy method, I guess it's called, or like the easy steps or whatever, but it's pretty much like eat, activity, sleep, your time. I wake her up about 6:30. I wake up at 6. I look at Facebook and stuff for like 15 minutes. Then I get up and I wash the bottles from the day before and I boil them and everything like that and get them all ready to be made. And then I go and wake her up at about 6:30, sometimes like 6:45. I put on cartoons, I put her in her swing, and I go heat up the kettle and I heat up her bottle. Like, we don't microwave them except at nighttime when she wakes up during the night. So I heat up the kettle and heat up her bottle while she watches cartoons quietly and kind of wakes up so she's ready to eat. And at 7 o'clock I feed her. Sometimes I do sleep in, but I've started to remember to set my alarm so that I wake up so that our schedule isn't off. She eats about at 7 o'clock till like sometimes 7:30, 7:45, and then she usually has an hour to 45 minutes of activity, which is the A for in easy. So she usually has about an hour to 45 minutes of that, depending on how long it takes her to eat. I have bumped her up to 5.5 ounces. She was eating 5. I think she's teething. I know it's crazy, but I really do think she is. I haven't really given her anything for it. We do have baby Orajel and Motrin and things like that for her. And I have given her the baby Orajel a few times when she's like screaming through her nap times. But that's about it. Usually she's a pretty good sleeper, and a pretty good eater, so I don't know what's happening, but I think it's teething, because I know if she was going through a growth spurt, then I think she'd be eating fine, but she's like eating sometimes 4.5 ounces, 4 ounces, like she's just has a lots of appetite, so I think she's teething, but that's a whole other thing. At about 8:30, 8:45, usually 8:30, she goes down for her first nap, and I wake her back up at about 11 or 1:45, so she usually has 2 hours to 2.5 hour nap in the morning, and then she eats again at 11. Then we have she usually has about 2 hours of awake time, so that includes diaper changes, feedings, and playtime. So from 11 o'clock till 1 o'clock, we do all the same stuff. She eats. She has when I say playtime, we either do watching cartoons, I'll talk to her, I'll do what I call working out, is I'll pull her to sit up by her arms and hands, lay her back down, I'll hold her up and stand, and kind of bounce her sometimes. She'll play on her play mats. She has a couple where I just lay her down and let her look at some toys that I've hung up on a bar myself, and then she has a play mat with some toys and a piano that she can kick and stuff like that. I do tummy time with her. She does like to sleep on her stomach, so she's not a huge fan of tummy time, but then at 1 o'clock I'll try and put her down for another nap and try to get her to sleep till 3. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Her second nap of the day is usually not as good as her first nap. Sometimes during her first nap of the day she will fuss and I'll go in and give her a soother and she'll be fine, but her second nap of the day is usually just really difficult. But then at about 3 o'clock, I'll wake her back up and she'll eat again, and this time she'll only have from 3 till 4 And so I feed her and change her and give her a little bit of playtime depending how long it takes her to eat, because usually in the evenings from like anywhere from like 2:30 and onward, she's like the fussiest child ever, and she doesn't want to nap, she doesn't want to play, she just wants to sit there and look at everything, or if you leave her, she'll scream and cry, and it'll be just a whole shit show. At 4 o'clock, I try to give her an hour nap to an hour and a half nap till 5 or 5:30, and then I wake her back up. And then we just have some quiet time, like I'll lay her down on her play mats and talk to her, like no really like super stimulating activity, just like talking to her, holding her, sitting with her, putting her in her swing, talking to her, seeing if she wants to be interested in watching cartoons or TV or anything on YouTube, like songs and stuff like that. And that goes till about 6:30, quarter after 6, 6:30, and then we get ready for bath time. I do give her a bath every single day. Sometimes it's just a quick bath, like 2 minutes in and out, just so she's like, yeah, it's bath time, it's bedtime, she knows. So I give her her bath, and then we get out, we go in her room, and I shut the door. I lay her on her change mat, we dry her off, usually me and Jacob, or just me alone. Sometimes Jacob's home, and he like helps with bath time and stuff like that. But we'll dry her off, and I put on the Johnson's bedtime calming lotion, and I give her like a baby massage type thing. She hates her arms being touched or like stretched out by me, especially like when I touch her elbows or anything. I don't know why, she just hates it, and it makes her like, she can be fine while I do the rest of her body. As soon as I go to her arms and shoulders, she's like, no, not having any of it, starts to get fussy. So I'll pick her up, put her in her pajamas, turn the light off. I have a night light in there, so I turn that on. It doesn't stay on all night, but I turn it on, and then we sit in there and I feed her. And this is about at 7 o'clock now, quarter to 7, I'll feed her until she's like as sleepy as she can be, or asleep. Sometimes she's not asleep at all. And then usually by like 7:15, 7:30, she's in bed, whether she's awake and just laying there calmly with her soother and falls asleep on her own, or if I put her down and she's already asleep. She usually stays asleep for about anywhere from like 5 to 9 hours. We get a good chunk of sleep from her at night. She'll usually sleep anywhere from 7:15, 7:30 to like 1, or like sometimes 4. She won't wake up till all on her own. We don't dream feed or anything like that. I have done it a few times, but I don't necessarily like her waking up at 4, because I do like the 7 a.m. feed time, and it keeps our schedule, because I do like her to nap at 8:30, and it gives me time in the morning to like have a coffee and get ready and things like that. So during the nighttime feed, hello cat, Jacob usually takes that feed unless he has to work at 7 in the morning. Then I take that feed, which I don't mind, because he does still sometimes take the baby monitor, so I can get at least some sleep without hearing her noises and things like that. That's pretty much our routine every day. Sometimes during like her second awake time after her nap at 11, when I wake her up, I'll feed her, get her ready, and we'll go out either to like my mom's house or for a walk around, or to coffee or something. And then she does have like a playpen and baby monitors at my mom's house that I can use there for her second nap and third nap of the day. So she usually takes 3 naps, and I try to get them to be at least 5.5 hours, 5 hours. That's typically the schedule we follow. It's pretty simple. It's worked for us with her 2 hours awake and 2 hours of sleep during the daytime. I don't really let her sleep more than 5.5 hours during the day, because then she won't get good nighttime sleep. And sometimes she'll only want to be awake for an hour and a half, and that's perfectly fine with me. I'll put her down after that. So sometimes she does have a nap early, or sometimes she does have a nap later when she's more fussy, and or she's woke up multiple times through the nap and stuff like that. It does suck when you have a fussy baby, but she's pretty good. I can't complain. Like, she's not screaming all the time or anything. She just gets fussy. Like, there's times that she really cries, and she's got a good set of lungs. That's all I have for you. That's the routine we follow. We follow the easy method. So, and I've been implementing this since she was like, since I started her on formula at about 2 weeks old, I guess, and put her in her own crib and things like that. But yeah, that's all. That's all I have for you. I hope this video is helpful to any of you new moms, or moms that don't have routines or anything like that, because I know I did a ton of research on baby routines and stuff like that, and what to do during their nap times, and like, I was just like a crazy mom for the first like month of her life, and I'm still a crazy mom, but I chilled out just a little bit with the Googling of things. I do think she is teething, so she is fussier, but I'm gonna go now, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!